Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Love ya. And I just wanted to finish this reaction. I had gotten cut off, so they're just starting to talk about this accelerator. And yeah, let's check
But
it.
he's completely right. On the 9th of April, the European Commission opened up the European Innovation Council Accelerator, which is tasked with providing investment and funding for startups. By June of this year, around 2,000 companies had applied for funding, which amounted to more than 4 times the 1.1 billion euros the fund could initially give. This can be seen as both a good and a bad thing. There's clearly a demand for funding European-based startups, but it's not clear if there will be an increase in the accelerator's budget to match that demand for boosting innovation on European soil. There are, however, other positive indications. Daniel Ek, the CEO of Spotify, pledged $1.2 billion of his personal fortune to fund deep tech startups from Europe.
Deep
Business-to-business startups,
I don't know what deep tech is.
companies like Deliveroo, have been outperforming their American counterparts, and venture capital in Europe has been increasing every year alongside late-stage funding, and European companies are staying private and independent longer than ever before. Whether Europe will eventually become the most innovative region on the planet and keep very ambitious Europeans on home soil is a question that a few college students with a small YouTube channel cannot tell you.
Yeah, I would guess not. Considering the history of American innovation, I mean, the internet, um, airplanes, cell phones, computers. Um, you know, they give some good examples here of stuff, but uh, most of the big companies, the biggest things that are innovating, um, Apple, Microsoft, uh, Facebook, all American. So, but I hope, yeah, Europe gets more innovation.
However, we can tell you with absolute certainty that it would be a lie to say that Europe lacks the potential.
I think it's true. I think Europe has a ton of potential. I mean, most of the people who are at the head of great innovations in America are of European descent, so it makes sense that uh, Europeans have the potential. I think the mindset is vastly different, and I remember reading a comment saying like Europeans ask why and Americans ask why not, and I think it's very true. Um, and it just when you live in a place that has such a history and like a way of doing things, I think it gets harder and harder to make changes as things go on. Whereas, and so I think Europe has this great history and institutions and things like this, and America does too, but it's not nearly as long and things aren't as hardened. How do you say as Europe in terms of like viewpoints and um, kind of large structures. I'm trying to think of like concrete examples, but just governments and uh, um, yeah, companies um, and laws, cultures. America, I kind of feel like has a different culture every, I don't know, couple decades. It's quite varying. Whereas in Europe, I'm not a Europe expert, but it seems to be more static. Um, Interestingly, I think Asia, China in particular, because they have an even younger government. They've been able to adapt to new and like bring in new technologies where like a lot of them will just pay with everything with their phone that some of them don't even keep a wallet, and that changed so quickly that I was there in China and I went back like I don't know, a few months late, like not a few months, like maybe half a year to a year later, and people like weren't using physical money anymore that I saw. I lived in a pretty advanced city of Shenzhen, so that could definitely be a part of it. Maybe they're still using a lot of physical money in other parts of the country, but that changed to be that quick, for it to be almost less than a year for most people to just switch to using their phone to pay for everything is pretty drastic. Um, Whereas in America, I'd say it's been like 20 years for that change, and it's still definitely not all um, on the card or phone or whatever. And some of Europe I see doing that, like Sweden and things. But anyway, I'm kind of getting off the point. So um, I think every place, Europe, Africa, whatever, Middle East, Asia, South America, they should all have um, great institutions to help incubate. I think that would be great, Um, but um, like I said in the first part, I think it's not such a bad thing for people to go and um, go to America or whatever, anywhere else in the world, and advance their company there, their ideas, because they can meet new people, have new ideas. Sometimes you find different people think differently in different areas of the world. You can incorporate those into your product, and you can bring them back to your country. It doesn't have to stay in one place. So, um, yeah, hopefully you found this interesting. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want. But thanks for watching. Love ya. God bless. Have a good one.